I almost quit on day 3. I was staring at a blank screen at midnight. My AI assistant had just given me the most confidently wrong answer I had ever seen, and I genuinely asked myself what the point of any of this was. But I kept going. And by day 30, something had shifted, not in the way the tech influencers promised, but in a way that actually mattered. This is everything that happened. So here's the setup. I committed to using AI tools for every single major task in my day for 30 days straight. Not just dabbling. Not just asking it what the weather was. I mean writing, planning, researching, problem solving, creative work, emails, everything. I used the big ones: ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, and a handful of specialized tools for image generation and productivity. I tracked my time. I noted what worked, what failed, and what genuinely surprised me. And I am going to be straight with you. Some of this is going to contradict what you have heard from people trying to sell you a course. Let's start with the first week, because week 1 was honestly humbling. I thought I knew how to use these tools. I had played around with them before. But using AI as a real daily driver exposed something fast. I was terrible at prompting. I would ask vague questions and get vague answers, then get frustrated that the tool was not reading my mind. The turning point came around day 5 when I started treating the AI less like a search engine and more like a collaborator. Instead of asking it to write me an email, I started giving it context: who I was writing to, what outcome I wanted, what tone I needed. The quality difference was night and day. If you take nothing else from this video, take that. The tool is only as good as the conversation you build with it. Week 2 is where things got genuinely exciting. I started using AI for research and fact-checking, and I discovered both its superpower and its biggest weakness at the same time. Perplexity AI became my go-to for anything that needed sourcing. It actually cites its references, which changed the game. But I also caught ChatGPT confidently citing a study that did not exist. Twice. So I developed a rule: AI for speed and structure. Always verify the facts yourself before they leave your hands. That habit alone probably saved me from some embarrassing moments. The research speed was real, though. Tasks that used to take me an hour of tab hopping were getting done in 15 minutes. That time adds up fast. Now here is the part that surprised me most, and I did not expect this going in. My creativity actually went up. I thought AI would make my work feel more generic, more average, more machine-like. The opposite happened. Because I was spending less time on the mechanical parts of work, formatting, drafting structure, organizing notes, I had more mental energy for the actual ideas. I used AI to generate 10 rough angles on a topic, throw out 8 of them, and build something better with the 2 that sparked something for me. It became a brainstorming partner that never got tired and never judged a bad idea. For creative work especially, that kind of frictionless ideation is genuinely powerful. Week 3 hit a wall. I noticed I was starting to skip my own thinking. I would get a task, and my first instinct was immediately to open a chat window instead of sitting with the problem myself. That scared me a little. There is real research suggesting that over-reliance on AI tools can start to erode certain cognitive habits, the kind of deep thinking that happens when you wrestle with something difficult on your own. I started setting what I called AI-free windows in my day. Mornings were mine. No AI for the first 90 minutes. Just me, a notebook, and the problem. That balance made everything better. The AI sessions that came after felt sharper because I showed up with clearer thinking. By week 4, I had settled into a rhythm. And I want to talk about the productivity numbers because they were real, but they came with caveats. On tasks I was already good at, writing, structuring arguments, communicating, AI made me maybe 30 to 40% faster. Significant. On tasks I was weak at, like anything involving spreadsheets or technical formatting, AI was a complete game changer. It basically gave me a new skill set overnight. But here is the caveat nobody talks about. That extra time has to go somewhere intentional, or it just disappears into distraction. The tool gives you back hours. What you do with those hours is still entirely on you. The emotional side of this experiment was something I did not think I would talk about, but it would be dishonest to leave it out. There were days the AI felt like an incredibly useful tool, clean and efficient. And there were days when leaning on it so heavily made the work feel a little hollow. Like I had produced something, but I was not totally sure how much of it was mine. That is a real tension, and I think it is worth sitting with instead of pretending it does not exist. The solution I landed on was being intentional about which parts of a project I owned completely and which parts one used AI to accelerate. That distinction kept the work feeling like mine. So after 30 days, what actually changed? My output volume is up significantly. My research process is fundamentally different and faster. I have developed real prompting skills that feel like an actual professional ability now. I have also developed better instincts for when not to use AI, for the moments that need my full unassisted thinking. And my relationship with these tools shifted from novelty to infrastructure. They're just part of how I work now, the same way a calculator is part of how an accountant works. Nobody questions whether using a calculator makes your math less valid. Here is my honest final take. AI tools are not magic, and they are not a threat. They are a massive amplifier. If you bring curiosity, critical thinking, and clear direction, they will multiply your output. If you bring laziness and vague expectations, they will produce garbage at scale. The experiment changed me less by giving me better tools and more by forcing me to become a more intentional worker. That might be the most honest thing I can say about 30 days of living with AI. If you want to try this yourself, start smaller than you think. Pick one tool, pick one task type, and use it every day for a week. Build the habit before you build the system. The link in the description has the exact toolkit I used throughout this experiment, with notes on what each one is best for. And if you have already been using AI tools daily, drop in the comments what changed for you. I genuinely want to know if your experience matched mine, or if it went somewhere completely different. Hit subscribe if you want more honest takes on how this stuff actually works in real life.